Still 2 hours left to vote in East Tennessee after a rocky start this morning.
Hundreds of Knox County voters voted in the dark this morning. Overnight, those storms knocked out power and forced many people to use paper ballots. Several precincts across the county ran into problems with that power, but that didn't appear to stop many voters.
10 News reporter Brandon Bates is live at the Cedar Bluff polling place. Brandon, when we checked in last hour, you saw a steady flow of voters, and we only have 2 hours left. How's it looking right now?
Yeah, absolutely. Good evening, Robin and John. They just told us over 1,700 people have voted, 1,790 at this point. And what a scene it was this morning. The power was out. There were no lights. People had to use these lanterns to cast their ballots. Some of them did it on paper. So as far as the weather is concerned, more than 50 KUB and contract crews responded to the affected areas this morning. As the storm rolled through, they cleared the trees, debris, then they restored the power. KUB says that polling locations that lost power, like where we are, Cedar Bluff Middle, those were the top priorities this morning. And despite the barriers some people faced today with the storm, they still came out to vote.
The lights were out. We had a paper ballot. It was easy.
It's good. I mean, the batteries work on the machines, and you can see clear.
So in total, 9 polling places lost power because of the weather this morning, and storms were so serious one person actually died and 2 were taken to the hospital in Middle Tennessee, but no major injuries to report here in East Tennessee. Back here at Cedar Bluff Middle, where the polls are still being filled up, people are coming in. Like I said, over 1,700 people have voted. The polls will close in a little less than 2 hours, so if you're in line at that time, you will still be able to vote. We'll send it back to you.
Great to see the turnout there and across the county. Brandon, thank you. High winds, as you mentioned, down trees, power outages, they did impact voters, especially early in the day. But once the storms passed in the early morning hours, skies cleared for people headed to cast a ballot.